Hello, this is MattiAce, and in this video I'm going to be using the weapon Tar. This is a 250 cert or 500 station cache weapon for the medic class of the TR. So now for a new player who has recently started playing Planetside 2 or who has recently started playing the medic class, I would not recommend buying this weapon right away. I would recommend you to really feel whether or not you want to replace the default weapon, because as far as I can tell, the default weapon for the Terran and actually for all three empires are really good. The Tar is not an upgrade in any way, it's a side grade or a specialization weapon. As you can see on the statistics, if you want to compare this to the default medic weapon, it is a close and close to mid-range weapon which has a good fire rate and very good hip fire, but it really starts lacking at the distances further than about 50 meters. Now, the biggest problem with this weapon at ranges over 50 meters is the massive spread when you're aiming down sight. Now, again, looking at the statistics, it doesn't look all that bad, but it's actually quite tricky to control it, and the weapon is far less effective than a lot of other weapons at mid-range. It is a big difference, and if you have gotten used to the default medic weapon and you switch, you're gonna notice it right away.
Thermal, whatever else you want to have.
Really, again, I kill a leap and then the debris decides to bounce and kills me.
So as I'm sure you can see or hear, I actually start burst firing even if the target is at closer mid-range with this weapon. Now, even if you may feel like you can control the spread and the recoil, even at around 40 to 50 meters, the bullets are probably not going to hit the target anyway. Instead, you're going to just spray around your enemies, and that's why I suggest that 3 or 4, maybe 5 bullets in each burst is what I recommend. I'll check that out later, and I will make a follow-up video where you can see more in detail the spray pattern of this weapon. I'll do that in VR, and that video is going to come shortly. Now, as a close quarter spray and pray hip fire run and gun type weapon, the Taran seems to be accepted among a lot of experienced players to be very good. Now, personally, I don't have much experience with these type of weapons. Now, I've used the Lynx and the Jaguar for the Engineer and Light Assault class, and also the GD7F for my NC. And to be perfectly honest, this isn't really my style. I'm more of a mid-range aim down sight type player. But there is nothing wrong with a little bit of variety. Now, for my medic class, I have the Nanoweave armor. It is fully upgraded, as is my medical applicator and the Nano Regen device. I also carry around 2 bricks of C4 if I have enough resources for it.
But yeah,
One of the problems that you may have noticed when you were comparing the stats earlier in the video is the long reload time. It is over 4 seconds with this weapon, which is it's a bit of a problem, I have to say. It's very common for me to reload even with half a clip in the magazine. It is very rare that I completely empty the magazine of any weapon, regardless of empire I might add. But you might not find this to be a problem, depending on your playstyle, of course. So now some of you guys have asked me why I'm using the red dot sight for some weapons, and for some weapons I'm using the iron sight. Basically, it's whether or not I like the iron sight. If you see me running around with a weapon that has any type of scope, then it's because I'm unhappy with the iron sight of that weapon, and that's the only reason. Now, the problem with a lot of the TR weapons is that I find the iron sight to be too big, or the very tick of the iron sight to be too big, and it blocks too much of the view, and yeah, that's when I put on the scope. One of the issues that I found with this weapon is that due to its high fire rate and its lacking effectiveness at range, once you start using it at mid-range, you're gonna consume a lot of ammo, and I have a tendency to run out really quick. And it's a bit of a problem since I'm normally playing engineer, and then I can just resupply myself. But since I prefer to fire a lot at mid-range, and since I also like to kite back and forward while I'm firing like that, I consume a lot of ammo, and I have a tendency to just completely run out.
Do this. Oh yeah. Are we actually capping this place?
No. Fucking backways on. Yeah, we are. Fucking backways on Esamir, and every time when I die it takes me to Esamir, sorry. Annoying.
Welcome to Planetside, Full Grey. Now, it's very understandable that most players, it seems like, prefers the laser dot rather than the forward grip for this weapon, since it gives you even more hip fire accuracy, and you can use the hip fire at a little bit longer ranges. Personally, I just like the forward grip. I tried out the laser dot for the Jaguar way back, but it wasn't really my thing. But before you get this weapon and before you decide what attachments to put on it, you may want to check that out in VR.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay.
Even if I didn't pick up the frag on that guy up on the rock, the way you probably noticed that I was burst firing it right there, try to experiment with similar bursts at different ranges and figure out what works for you. Depending on what weapon you have, depending on the range, depending on whether or not you are stationary or whether or not you're kiting back and forward, you are of course always going to have to adjust, and that goes for all weapons. But I know there are a lot of players who don't really appreciate the value of burst firing.
I will.
Oh, yes! Oh, no smoking.
Oh shit! He got me with C4. Think he can get me? Why
Yeah,
did I
wait a
just
sec.
get the fucking killer? Yeah, be careful. Yeah, nice. What's that? Shotgun noob?
They are coming from the other side.
Yeah. So now, about 6 months back, I used to play a lot more infantry than I do nowadays. And back then I also had a couple of infantry tutorials. Some of them were called Aim and Skill. I made a bit of a series of it. And in some of those videos I explained burst fire more in depth. If there's something you're interested in, then the links to those videos are going to be in the description below this video. Aside from that, I am pretty much done with the post-commenting on this video, even though there are a few more minutes left. I hope you will continue watching, I hope you will enjoy it, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Are you also seeing black smoke here? Black smoke is so annoying.
Oh yeah.
Is it Trident?
Going to ruin your KD. Negative, I'm
Come
going to
on,
make you look like my
join me.
bitch.
Let's go kill all these reapers.
Oh, fuck
seriously.
you, I'm not going to join you. Matti, joining us. Spawn an ESF. Let's go one clip Sean.
That means we're gonna half clip him.
Yeah. You're basically going to one clip in and then I'm going to steal your kill.
Yeah. sounds familiar somehow.
Yeah, I know.
I one-clipped the Liberator.
One clip the galaxy. All the phone are on me.
Point.
Yeah? Yeah, all the phone just jump and they one clip me.
Yeah, before the video ends, I just want to point out that it looked really strange, that Trident guy at about the 10-minute mark there. I'm not sure if... well, I've seen similar things with lag issues with ESFs flying under the ground and stuff. I haven't seen it all that much with the infantry players.
Okay.
So I was about to report him actually, but I didn't. Maybe I should have. I'm gonna leave that for Trident, for the officers of Trident to check out if this is a legit player.
Seriously?
Yes. My anti-phone loadout.